Hi guys, Martin Unix here, and today guys we are going to do LOCS maintenance on dreadlocks guys that we had done LOCS transformation and repair there before. So you need to see how the locks are coping with the time. And guys, welcome to my channel. Like my work, comment and share to your friends. So guys, if you can recall, we did some amazing dreadlocks transformation on these locks. So if you remember very well, we were losing hair strands at the crown area and we repaired them, and this is the state of the lock strands guys. It has been a while. My client has taken almost 3 months before the retwist. Is it a 3 months or yeah, so the client has gone for almost 3 months without a retwist, and this is the state of the lock strands. You can have a look guys. This is day 2 of the lock transformation. So I'm going to take you through the maintenance process as well as styling process. So welcome guys, share my work, comment and feel free to join membership as a way of supporting the channel. So I'm going to do a wash, thereafter I'm going to do the retwist as well as taking care of any ingrowths which might be loose on the scalp surface. That way guys. So let's do the wash, then the retwist. We need to kick off by examining the state of the lock strands as we have done there before the wash. Now after the wash, as you can see, the hair is sparkling clean and the lock strands are in position. And have a look guys. Remember, this was the most affected part and we did some repair maintenance on our previous tutorial guys. You can revisit the channel for such. You can get to know how to do repairs on lock strands which are thinning. We did that on our previous tutorial. On this tutorial, I'll also touch on how you can attach the loose hair strands at the hairline. Remember, my client had taken some time before doing a retwist due to unavoidable circumstances. So now we are going to do the retwist and don't have to elaborate more about the procedures that you need to do before doing the retwist. So just go ahead and do the retwist. So guys, after applying some oil on the scalp surface, you need to do some gentle massage to activate the hair follicles so that multiplication of cells can take place, thereby leading to hair growth. And as you can see guys, my client has a genetic bald which seems to be coming through. So you need also to be very gentle so that you can delay the genetic bald. Alright guys, let's kick off. This is the state of the lock strands after the necessary hair treatments. And guys, this tutorial is gonna be for our beginners, to be specific. So guys, we are going to use crochet latch. This one, we are going to use this crochet latch to attach the loose hair strands. Thereafter, I will be doing the interlock. I understand that there are beginners who don't know how to use this crochet, and if you don't know how to use this guys, you might end up butchering yourself. There are techniques on how to do this, and such techniques are as well stipulated on my previous tutorials. You can revisit the channel for such. Today guys, I'm going to handle step by step. I'm gonna take my beginners through the process. So now you can maintain your locks using this crochet latch. Very simple to our beginners. Pick your lock strand. Make sure you comb the ingrowths. I'm not saying you comb the hair lock strand. Comb and get in touch with the ingrowths. After you get your ingrowths, guys, for instance, you can have a look. this is my loose hair strands on the scalp surface. Try and attach it to the main lock strand using your crochet latch. I'm gonna use crochet latch to do a maintenance. That way, guys, as you move backwards, and then a clockwise movement as you tuck in the loose hair strands to the main lock strand. That way. As today we are not going to use crochet, the instant crochet, that is. Now the loose hair strands which appeared to be along the nape area have been neatly attached to the main lock strand. Now have a look. Now, what's next? Next step, you can use your crochet latch, or else you can use your fingers as usual, but for the sake of our beginners, let's use this. Use your crochet latch and do some interlocks. I'm gonna do some interlocks to certain level. That way. You can interlock twice or thrice. That way, guys. Leave your lock strand at that level. That way. Let's do some few repairs. Then we shall do the retwist as well. Pick your next lock strand. Separate the loose hair strands which seems to be getting attached to adjacent strands. Separate them. Remember, this is organic parting. Then find out the loose hair strands and grab them. That way. Grab the loose hair strands, then attach them to the main lock strand using your crochet latch. Very simple, guys. This is very simple technique for our beginners. That way, you see, the loose hair strands have been attached to the main lock strand. If you want, if there are any other loose hair strands along the lock strand, you can as well attach them that way. Attach them. To our beginners, this will be very enjoyable, very informative. Then you can interlock your lock strand thrice or twice. Now that depends with the growth. You know, you don't have to be a master loctician to do this. So I consider this tutorial being very helpful to our beginners and our slow learners. Use your crochet latch to attach the loose hair strands which appears to be loose along the nape area. That way. Attach your loose hair strands. That way. That way. Then interlock your lock strand. On this case, I'm gonna interlock the lock strand twice. Why? Because the growth is not so much accommodating. That way, you see. Let's do these 4 strands all together. Let's begin with this one. These are just basic techniques on how to do your LOCS maintenance. Remember, guys, I'm not combing the hair. I'm just using my tail comb to apply the gel. Then use your tail comb to twist your lock strand. Reinforce such using your palms. That way, you just palm roll. Then creating that knot on the nape area prevents the lock strand from unraveling. That way, very simple. Apply your gel using your tail comb. Somehow try and twist your lock using your tail comb. You can as well, guys, use your palms and palm roll your lock strand that way. Then create that knot at the nape area to prevent the lock strand from unraveling. Let's move on to the next strand and be considerate with the amount of gel that you're going to apply on your lock strand. You can have a look, guys. Just applying very little amount of gel to prevent creating buildups in your lock strands. So just apply it that way. Apply it. You can use your palms to lock the lock strand that way. You just palm roll, guys, creating that knot which prevents the lock strand from unwinding, or else you can just call it unraveling. Pick your next strand that way. Apply the gel using your tail comb. After applying the gel, you can palm roll your lock strand that way. Leave it at that point. Your lock strands will remain in position as you work on the rest lock strands. And I find this basic technique being amazing, method of locking the dreadlocks. So guys, I'm just trying to share my ideas. You can chip in your creativity and bring your ideas on how to go about this, and we shall subscribe to that. Remember, guys, to share my work to your friends, like and comment. So let's move on. All right, guys, now we have done the nape area, and we have as well done our lock strands towards the crown area. Now we are left out with the hairline and the crown area. So just separate your hairline, and remember that our lock strands are in organic pattern, so you don't need to create lines. You just need to separate the strands. Identify the loose hair strands which are on the hairline, then pick your loose hair strands which are at the hairline. So let's use the crochet latch. Use your crochet latch to tuck in the loose hair strands which appears along the hairline. That way, just attach the loose hair strands while tilting your lock strand in a clockwise manner. That way, guys, all the way to that area. In some of the tutorials, guys, I've seen many people trying to wrap the loose hair strands around this area. Some people predict that the loose hair strands are supposed to belong to this area so that they can hand body to this part. The hair at the base at times might seem to be thin, but as the locks grow with time, the body comes in. Now the hair gains body and bounces back to this volume. So you just need to attach the loose hair strands along the lock strand that way, just to manage them. Then you can do some interlocks. For instance, I'm gonna do 3 interlocks at this area just to reinforce and secure the loose hair strands that we have just attached to the main lock strand that way. Now the loose hair strands are already held in place since we have done the interlocks at this part. Now the loose hair strands will find resistance as they try to come out. So then use your tail comb, or else, guys, your professional tip to apply the gel. Just apply your gel that way. Apply your gel. You can use your palms to do a palm rolling technique. Just do your palm rolling technique, creating that knot which prevents the lock strands from unraveling that way. Let's do another strand at this area that way. Then palm roll your lock strands in a clockwise manner. Twist it a little bit at the base and create that loop. That way. Ideally, guys, we are just creating this loop here to avoid unraveling. And you'll note that some of the stylists usually twist the two strands together this way, of which it's another way of holding the strands into position. But on my case, I find this method applying some tension on the scalp, because once you twist the lock strands that way, the client enters the dryer while the lock strands are already twisted, and that way the locks are usually pulled, and you might end up losing some hair strands due to the tension involved. But with this one, it's like a spring. Just curl the lock strand at the base and it creates that loop which acts as shock absorber. So the lock strands are not, there are no tension which is applied. The lock strand holds itself in position. Go back on the channel and have a look on what we did the other time. This is day 2 of what we did there before, but I'm going to place a cut towards the end of the video so that you can click and go back to what I did. So guys, I felt it's crucial to walk you through the journey as you have a look on how the transformation took place. You can have a look, the lock strands are in place, they are not falling off, and we have washed the lock strands. Now let's do the retwist all together. Having a look closely, some of the hair strands are already attached to the main lock strands. So what I just need to do is to manage the growth by doing some interlocks, 2 of them. Then I'm gonna do the retwist. Just gonna do the retwist gently, guys, that way, creating that loop. Action speaks louder than words. You can have a look on what I'm trying to do. This is what you'll find on your daily activities at the salon. You just need to interlock the lock strands at the bottom. Remember, you can use your fingers, like on my case. You don't have to use your crochet, but for our beginners, guys, try and use the crochet until you master the technique very well. Then palm roll the lock strand in position. Try and create that loop. This is the final strand. On this strand, guys, I'm gonna use a different technique just to spice up what we have been learning there before. And my technique here is my instant crochet tool. So let's pick all the ingrowths and attach them to the main lock strand. Slowly, guys, touch them slowly, just for the sake of our beginners. Then if you master, and improve your speed a little bit. Guys, this is truly encouraging, having seen how we have transformed the lock strands from our previous tutorial to date. Guys, you can go back on the channel, have a look on the locks transformation on our previous tutorial. Then you can compare that with this. You can have a look on around the crown area, how the hair looks like. Remember, guys, that we said we have a genetic bald which seems to be taking place, but we are trying to manage that so that we can delay its appearance. The locks length looks neatly done. 4 sides are well taken care of. So this is our final look, guys. You can as well, guys, try out these techniques, which I feel they are very crucial and helpful to our beginners. Thank you guys for being there. I hope the tutorial was truly transformative and you requested for such tutorials, and I will be bringing more of such tutorials. Guys, remember to like my work, comment and share to your friends. You can as well support the channel, guys, by joining membership. So stay locked for more tutorials to come.